Plus is a $10 a month subscription service where they're taking magazines, newsstand magazines, and giving you access to over 300 of them at one time. You get access to all of them. Not only that, and they're already pre-formatted for iPhone, iPad, or consumption on desktop, so you don't have to, like, you know, it's already pre-done for you, so you can just kind of enjoy it at an optimal pace. And they have, and some of them, I don't know if all of them, but some of them, at minimum, some of them have dynamic picture portfolios. I forget what they actually call it here, where like they kind of take like the errands of, say, a particular layout for a page where it's supposed to guide the reader's eyes, and instead it's like done where you like absorb information through that pace through a static plain view of your phone, tablet, or thing. That's not like I'm showing it. I'm just trying to explain it all to you correctly, so take that again here. So yeah, you get all that for $10 a month subscription. Personally, 5 makes it a little more compelling, but 10 is the Apple tax. So clearly, if you're an Apple consumer, you have a lot of disposable income in the first place. So it's probably, again, if you're poor, you're not really in our demographic in the first place. So fuck you. I want to talk about more about Apple News Plus, but I just want to recap here what happened real quick for y'all. Next, Apple Card. They flex really hard about Apple Pay being, growing further and further and being a big payment merchant worldwide. And now you'll be able to they're entering into the credit card market with the Apple credit card, essentially. We're saying this right there. So the Apple Card is literally, as it kind of gives off here, it's an Apple credit card that is reinforced through the usage of Apple Pay. And you get some pretty generous terms here. They make it they revamp the entire archaic garbage process of like paying a credit card and reading into your monthly statements and all the other shit. I will get into a lot more about Apple Card because I have a lot to say about that one as well here after I'm done recapping. But yeah, Apple Card is a credit card that gets reinforced usage through Apple Pay. You get notably here 2% daily cash back on all purchases made with your digital Apple Card. You get 3% daily cash back on all purchases that you make directly through Apple. So if you buy from the Apple Store or you do any kind of like Apple ecosystem purchasing, you get 3% daily cash back. And then finally, there will be an accompanying physical Apple Card, which is made with titanium or of titanium, which means it has at least 1% of titanium in it, so meant to be fancy and all that. You get your name personally engraved. You get a titanium containing card that you are able to use alongside your phone. Now, the thing is, notably here, the titanium card does not have a credit card number, a confirmation CVV code on the back, or any of that shit. It's probably, from what I can understand, it has a built-in Wi-Fi chip. It will talk to your phone in proximity, and the phone will do the typical security thing where it's going to give you a dynamic generated credit card number per transaction and stuff like that. That's what I suspect. That wasn't confirmed directly, but what the fuck else would it be otherwise? They did not disclose what it'll cost to get that card, but it's Apple, so it's going to be really expensive. So you can get the physical Apple Card so you can use it wherever you don't have Apple Pay already integrated, but that's going to be a premium thing. Next thing is Apple Arcade. Apple Arcade is the thing you saw coming along the way here. The minute that the last year's overhaul of the Apple App Store came out, and you saw that games were their own tab on the App Store, letting you know that by far the most popular category or genre of things purchased on the App Store are games for these fucking kids, meant that it was coming eventually. A game subscription service through the Apple App Store is what Apple Arcade is. But it's not what I thought it would be, which is just like, let's just use a fuck ton of money and get, I don't know, the top 1% of games that are currently generating revenue through the App Store, all put into a monthly subscription. Rather than that, which I thought that's where I was going to go, is instead Apple Arcade is all new games with some, I'm assuming here with like an Illuminati infinite % budget to make some really compelling mobile game experiences for Apple products all around here, and you can buy all that shit from the arcade subscription. So you'll be able to in their words, said they're going to have over 100 games available at launch. Or was it over 100? They have over 100 in development. They have over 100 in development. I don't know how many they're going to be at launch. Again, their words are compelling. Obviously, I'm not in the market here. I'll clarify that real quick here. I'm not in the market for this thing at all whatsoever. I think mobile gaming has never caught my interest, but I'm not the target consumer here because, if you didn't know, by the way, worldwide, sorry, move my phone here. Worldwide, mobile gaming grosses more revenue than traditional gaming. You know, the gaming that me and you are familiar with here, whether it be PC, console, via controller. Mobile gaming grosses more worldwide. Look into it. It's actually crazy. So clearly, me and you, who are here right now on the Twitch ecosystem, in this hardcore gamer thing, we are in the minority. So, yeah. Now, of course, obviously, I said here, out generates revenue. I don't know if it. I assume that also means it has more players in it as well. But clearly, you know, it's all the mobile game. You know, with the entry, the barrier being, you know, free, with all the addicted gambling garbage thrown in there. You know, I'm not sure how much of that revenue translates to being customer satisfaction. I don't know if customer satisfaction in mobile gaming is as high as in console gaming. I'm only purely telling you that the revenue is higher, and that's why you see EA and all these other companies, you know, fucking going nosedive deep into the mobile gaming. This is why, particularly, I think of one example here relevant to my interest here. This is why when you saw Sonic Boom flop like a turd of shit in 2013, Sega, low on cash, had to like literally pause all development of anything because they were out of money because they thought Sonic Boom was going to do well. And they had to go into the mobile gaming market with Sonic Runners and let that make a fuck ton of money so they can bounce back and continue making more games, which you saw 2 years later with Sonic Mania. Apple Arcade it currently has over 100, at least 100 games in development. I don't know if it's going to have over 100 available at its launch in fall. But this starts a very troubling trend here, but we do not know its price subscription base. I assume at least 20 a month because I know that's a very big thing. So yeah, I know that this whole Apple Arcade might possibly be, dare I say, probably the biggest subscription thing that they have going on right now. Out of the 4 things they announced today, this will probably be the biggest one because I know that the Apple ecosystem is very, very lucrative, right? And I want to get into this for a second if you don't mind. I know that the Apple ecosystem is the strongest point of Apple now. Like, even if you're not particularly happy with where Apple's going with their product line, you know, especially since iPhone 10, with like the, you know, just the price bloat galore, you know, since the MacBook Pro 2016 onward, where like, you know, MacBooks now are like stupid expensive, right? You know, you don't really enjoy where things are going here, but on an individual item basis, you're just like, okay, yeah, that's expensive. Apple tax. But the ecosystem keeps you in, whether it be iMessage or just, you know, your familiarity with the iOS app suite, or just the strength of the diversity of everything that's possible under the sun under the Apple iOS App Store selection compared to the competition. And that is not me saying that, again, keep in mind here, separate it. I am not endorsing what's going on. I'm telling you what is the strength of their current selection. It is the ecosystem. These are the facts at this point now. I'm not saying that I'm like blowing the cock of Tim Apple. Sorry, I had to do that for y'all here. So hang on, so let me fast forward real quick. Yeah, so just keep that in mind, okay? But I know that the Apple ecosystem is very, very, very compelling because you can convert these young kids to be lifelong Apple ecosystem consumers, and you got these parents, you know, being reinforced to just like, you know, save money because you already got your kids on the Apple shit at this point. So what happens now is you have these, you know, these kids getting these hand-me-down iPhones, these, you know, these, I don't know, iPads that they get to use and everything like that. And you're seeing more the rise of like, you know, family. 10 years of the App Store being around now. You have, well, 10 years last year, but 11 years now, whatever. Almost 11 years of the App Store being around now. So you definitely have more family share utilization going on now than ever. So I can tell you there are a lot of parents who have a lot of kids whose kids very likely have a hand-me-down iPhone, their own iPhone, or their own iPad, or their own MacBook. And, you know, you can buy your kid, again, I think about the ignorant parent here. You can buy your kid a Switch. You can buy your kid a PlayStation or an Xbox. Or you can just kind of like they already have a phone or a tablet, and you can just like say, "Here, fuck it, I'm gonna get you here's Apple Arcade. Get the fuck off my dick. You play that and shut the fuck up for a month." You know that if the habits I'm seeing reinforced now from fucking the whole the YouTube Kids app, you know, bullshit scandals, where you should even, like, you know, the whole Elsa fucking Spider-Man thing should have even made millions of dollars for these people, but like these parents just put their fucking, oh, it's called the YouTube Kids app, it's fine, just put it on. They don't monitor a fucking thing, so just, you know, these kids are watching autoplay looped Elsa fucking Spider-Man bullshit for hours on end. I'm not surprised, you know, shout outs to USA Parenting, Failfish. It wouldn't surprise me if, like, I could just pay $20 a month, make my kids shut the fuck up forever. All right, cool. So it's going to be the same fucking garbage there because parenting is still in a terrible spot right now. So yeah, Apple Arcade intro is going to have ultra premium gaming experiences catered to and exclusive to Apple's entire ecosystem, which is going to be a very strong pull for parents wanting their kids to shut the fuck up and enjoy their shit. So this could easily be $20 a month. That's what I would suspect it'll be. But they, of course, didn't announce the price for it, so that's kind of up in the air. And it comes out this fall. I expect 20. I would be mega surprised if it was less. But all the common sense things that it's going to have, like you download the game, so it's available offline. It's ad-free, because it fucking should be. All right, so Apple News, Apple Card, Apple Arcade. Finally here, Apple TV. Apple TV, as you all guys already know, Apple pays 0 in federal income tax, which is fucking crazy. And you know damn well they are hiding money. I'm not particularly because of Panama Papers, but you know damn well they're hiding a fuck ton of money overseas here, and Apple's sitting on so much fucking cash, it is stupid. They are sitting on, I believe, at least physically $250 billion in cash, and they have a fuck ton more hidden elsewhere. So they have so much cash, and they're probably at capacity with how much cash they can accumulate in person without paying, like, without some kind of flag being raised on how they're able to evade the federal income, that they need to spend it, honestly. They just, like, you're hoarding it. You haven't really done shit, minus, like, I think their biggest acquisition recently was buying out Beats for fucking $3 billion, which is still, like, fucking peanuts compared to how much they accumulate on a day-to-day basis. So, they have a fuck ton of cash and definitely want to do something with it here. So clearly getting something as crazy competitive as like a streaming service to build some new revenue generation across their entire thing, because they have too much revenue being generated from the iPhone. Like if you saw a breakdown from their financial results, I believe for fiscal last year, over 60% of Apple revenue comes from iPhone sales. Or I'm sorry, from iPhone. I don't know if it's actually iPhone sales, but iPhone and altogether here. And the problem with that is it's a little bit scary for someone like Apple, because it's like it's very what's the word here? Linear on one thing. Especially because, you know, iPhone sales are now declining because, well, I mean, fuck it. You're stagnant. You know, we're getting to a point of diminishing return on iPhone year over year. You know, if you had an iPhone 5, the leap from iPhone 5 to 6 was fucking amazing. And here we are now where, I mean, let's be real here, y'all. 6S to 7 to 8 was fucking stupid. It was very, very, I mean, honestly, it's dare I say an insult to even call the 6S. Well, I don't know. 6S was actually had a big CPU boost, but like for sure the 7 to the 8 are just like a fucking omega lol on progression in proportion to the other previous generations. But it doesn't matter, because by that point the marketing cloud of calling it a new iPhone carried you into the sunset regardless. But obviously we're at a point now where we're at that cell phone saturation point, and we're seeing just now this market boom up now where just the average price of a phone has gone crazy. I'm personally not really into it. That's why I'm still rocking a fucking iPhone 6S, because I'm just like, I like my headphone jack. I not really eager to get a new phone right now. I'm not, because y'all paying $1,000 a phone per year is fucking stupid to me. So more power to you if you want to do that. But yeah, point is, yeah, their income bracket from the revenue stuff is like all on iPhone, and it's a little bit too much in one category, because iPhone sales are already declining. That's why in their financial results they no longer release specific iPhone model units sold, and now instead they kind of encompass the entire thing into iPhone sales or something like that. They did some cheesy shit now where they just like kind of like tell you like how much revenue the iPhone department's generating, which includes how many units they sell, but they don't no longer reveal specific units sold, which tells you they are selling less, which tells you that this shit's definitely going fucking down. And you can tell that because you know, the iPhone 10 being $1,000 phone didn't really justify being that much more expensive, but more that they're trying to, like, rather than boost iPhone quantity total sales year over year, they are instead boosting the profit yield per iPhone sold, because y'all will just give Apple more money because the Apple product is worth that much to you. That sounds like I'm calling y'all dumb for buying an iPhone 10. Okay, well, let's continue on though. So, all right, so yeah, that's where we are with that now, and then you keep moving forward. So, due to that though, they are definitely very, very eager to get revenue services going beyond just the iPhone selling more and more a year, because there's going to be, the honeymoon's over now. You got to decline. You probably got to further decline because ain't no one trying to fucking pay $750 for a fucking XR, or fucking, you know, legitimately $1,250 for the minimum most compelling offer for the iPhone XS Max. You know what I'm saying? So here we are now with Apple TV. Their last thing they revealed today, which was their subscription service for original content to complement their Apple TV ecosystem. And like I said before here, I'm calling back to their shit ton metric fuckload of money they're sitting on right now. So when you're seeing Spielberg, J.J. Abrams, M. Night Shyamalan, Steve Carell, Jennifer Aniston, Reese Witherspoon. I mean, you saw the names in there. Fucking, I mean, damn, that was, and fucking Oprah, right? Like, how do you get a fucking, a multi-billionaire to give any kind of fucks about what you want to do? Like, what your company's agenda is. And that's like, you give her an absolute stupid amount of money. Like, you're like, look. And just to give you some context here, what I mean by that. Okay, so Oprah obviously got a fuck ton of money off this whole deal here. But just to give you an idea of what it takes to get J.J. Abrams to get in there, J.J. Abrams got paid $10 million to do Star Wars Episode 7, to direct that. That is pretty much what was previously conceived as, like, you know, the peak payment for a director to do a single feature in Hollywood. That is like, the $10 million for a director is equivalent to like a $20 million for an actor to headline a film. Like, $20 million for one film is like Will Smith money, or like, I don't know, fucking Angelina Jolie money at this point. Like, just like, yo, that's crazy. Now, mind you, obviously there's exceptions here, because Robert Downey Jr. is like literally Tony Stark at this point now, and I can promise you that Robert Downey Jr. I believe was originally on a 4-film contract from the MCU, and after Avengers 1 or after Iron Man 3, he's been out of contract now, so he's getting like what's probably at least a 20 million per film deal from MCU, so he's really expensive now. But you can tell, obviously he's worth that. So that's one exception here before you call me on that one. I don't want you guys to, you know, keyboard warrior me in chat here. I'm very aware of what I'm getting at. I'm setting the example for you. But point is, J.J. Abrams got paid $10 million to do Star Wars Episode 7. Then, as you know, hater lover here, Ryan Johnson, or is that his name, Ryan Johnson? I forget his last name now. Sorry, I'm talking about a lot of facts here. He you know, did something with Star Wars Episode 8, and then yeah, so then Kathleen Kennedy at Lucasfilm has to tell, you know, J.J. Abrams, like, hey, Trevorrow, who did Jurassic World, if you recall correctly, was going to do Episode 9, but then creative differences led to him passing out, and now they were like, well, shit, the only one who can save us now is J.J. Abrams, so baby, we need you. And I think the last thing he wanted to do was go back in there and fucking do more shit, because now it's like, well, all the, you know, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little derailed here, but all the shit that I did in Episode 7 had their questions kind of directly answered at 8, and I'm kind of left not really knowing what to do, I would imagine. That's how kind of I observe it. So, point is, I don't know what J.J. Abrams was paid to do Episode 9, but I promise you it was an absolute fuckload. Absolute fuckload. So, I wouldn't be surprised if J.J. got paid like $30 million to direct Episode 9. I'm sure it was just like, what's your price? And he's like, bro, this is a shit show. Like, you didn't come at me to like do a trilogy, and you didn't come at me to like, I didn't write 7 with the intention of like following up another director to clean up the trilogy here. You know, this is not what I planned. It's not really what I enjoy doing. You know what I mean? Like, and they were just like, all right, so 15 million. He's like, dude, no, this is stressful. I already got enough shit from these Star Wars fans for fucking up their thing in 7. So, all right, 20 million? No, I don't want to do it. I don't want to fuck it. 30 million. You know, just fucking Disney money. 30 million, bro. Here you go. Fucking give it to me. So whatever they paid him for this shit had to be probably at least 30 million. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I want you to think here, when you think of everyone who's in this thing: Steve Carell, Reese Witherspoon, J.J. Abrams, all of them. I mean, dude, take the average Hollywood figure and just fucking double it, dude. And it just fucking just money everywhere. That's what I expect all of them were paid. And then take that double Hollywood figure and like quadruple it at minimum for what Oprah got here. Like, cause it doesn't even matter. Like Oprah could ask for like, you know, fucking, I don't even know, something stupid like $1 billion. That which would be stupid for Hollywood production salaries, I would imagine. But it doesn't matter because Oprah has the clout, the absolute unforeseen clout to migrate everyone over there. If you don't look into it. Getting Oprah on this, getting Oprah on that alone means that Apple TV Plus will not fail. I'm just gonna throw it out there for you right now. I didn't think they were gonna make that kind of play. I didn't think they could even like pay her enough money to even want to fucking do that shit. But here we are now, and I'm not calling Oprah evil. Not even calling her really bad. I'm just letting you know again how the scale. Look into it. It's fucking insane, you know. So that's Apple TV. They have like whatever, I don't know, at least 10 series in works here. They're all incredibly high budget with like the best writers all together. So I'm sure they'll all be high quality, but the quality isn't the problem here. The quantity is debatable. The problem is the other C word, I guess quality's not really a C word, is the competition. And even if Apple TV is best case scenario, $10 a month, I mean, I could be wrong here. It doesn't. The problem really is that you have your competitions. Netflix, who has like I believe over 120 original series that debuted last year, along with many more coming out now. They're just being a fucking content powerhouse. By the way, you shouldn't be prideful in that either because Netflix is also paying zero in federal income taxes as well. So you should be very upset about them doing their whole Panama Papers bullshit as well. But we'll get into that another time if you want to. S4, thank you for the 8 months in a row. You got the Hulus, you got your Netflix, you got all your other, streaming services are a very, DirecTV now, YouTube TV. You have a lot of streaming services at this point now with a lot of competition that are all vying for your disposable $15 a month if you can afford it. So for Apple TV to come in here and probably offer, what is debatably 1%, if even that, amount of content in proportion to what they're going to ask for, which is probably $10 a month. And I haven't even gotten into the elephant in the room here, which is Disney's Plus subscription service coming out this fall, which is going to really give a giant nerf to Netflix offering because they're not going to have anything from Disney at that point. That is supposed to be less than Netflix was at the time of questioning their price point. So it's going to be less than 13, probably 10, maybe even cheaper. Who even knows? Because they really want to put a big dent in Netflix's market share, right? So can Apple TV really thrive here? And honestly, I was worried about that at face value until I saw Oprah, and then I'm like, they don't even care. It doesn't even matter. Like the whole thing could flop. Having Oprah alone will migrate people to come to that thing regardless. It'll automatically. It's literally fail-proof because Oprah's there. That's how stupid big Oprah is. Just see what my take on that there. So, now with that in mind here, let me pause there because now I was frustrated that we don't know a price point for Apple TV here, but let me just tell you what my big brain take on that is. Apple TV, its price point doesn't even fucking matter. You're thinking, okay, what the fuck are you talking about, though? See, here's how I look at it, right? Remember how earlier I told you that the iPhone sales are dropping year over year because it's getting diminishing returns because they either one can't let go of their lucrative profit margin, can't let go of getting like can't let go of their revenue shares just declining because realistically here we're gonna keep our phones longer, so you gotta like figure out a new thing to do. They don't want it. They love their profit. They love their Apple tax. They love getting a lot of sales. Apple's a spoiled little bitch that they want everything. Irrelevant to fact. It's going to be a honeymoon phase. It's going to eventually end. They want fucking everything, right? So what do you do at this point? You can't make a better phone. I mean, you could, but they're not trying to or whatever. You can't make a better phone, Omega Law. So we're just going to add more shit to throw in to make the deal of getting a new phone lucrative for you. And because it's really important for Apple to keep the habit of buying a new phone within the culture of phone consumption. Because the minute people like get really woke on like buying less phones per year, that's gonna be really bad for the entirety of the lucrative like cell phone manufacturing business, particularly to Apple, right? So I think for them, long term here, you're thinking like 10 years at a time. It's really important to just keep everyone conditioned and trained to like allocate their disposable income or not, put it on credit, fuck it, to keep buying phones every fucking year. You know you got a friend. You already have it now. You know, the thing about the most extreme of the demographics right now, you already have a friend who does that. They buy a new phone every year. They fall for it. The 24 months, 24 payment plan, no interest, and you can just lease the phone, and you can lease it out after 12 months in and buy another phone with 0 down. Just keep putting your money infinitely, perpetually into getting new phones every year because you got the latest and greatest new phone. People fall for that shit, and it's not a bad thing. It's not. It's literally the same thing as leasing a car, but difference is leasing a car and leasing a phone are two different categories of necessity here. So that's the difference there. You're making the optional and the luxurious an implied necessity to have the latest and greatest phone every year. And that's really important culturally to maintain, particularly for Apple. So it's all about maintaining that spending habit at all costs. So with all that aside here, my big brain take is that if you buy a new Apple iPhone in 2019, you'll get Apple TV bundled for free for like a year. Like they're gonna use that on you hardcore. I wouldn't even be surprised if they go all ham and they give you buy a new iPhone with Apple Care. Fuck it, you get news, arcade, and TV free bundled. Like make the software lineup so compelling you feel like an idiot if you don't go for it. Because then you're thinking, okay, well shit, I'm paying, let's just say that news is 10, arcade's 20, and TV's 10. Man, I'm paying $40 a month for all the premium Apple shit that I fucking like. But I can get all that shit for fucking free for 12 months straight. I bought a new phone. You do the value there, the overpriced Apple services combined with the overpricedness of the Apple iPhone. You're like, well, shit, the savings are all there because I don't know how to fucking math because I'm falling for their biased perception of what value actually is. Hell yeah, here's my money, and I'll use the Apple Card while I'm at it. That's the whole thing, man. That's the whole scheme right there. So that's what the play is to me. They're gonna do that. Now, that's the recap of the event. Next comes the accessories that they now normally this is usually where they do like an iPad centric event. No, actually I could be wrong on that here. They normally do like an iPhone and iPad event September and October for the holiday season for Q4 of every fiscal year. And the however, there normally is like another conference early in the year, like a pre WWDC conference to show off more shit. And what will happen here earlier in the week, we got all that out the way. They wanted the news cycle to be dominated by all the new Apple subscription products. So and that would be the iPad Mini 4, or iPad Mini 5. I forget if it's 5 or 4 now. I don't know. The iPad Mini has been like stagnant for a long ass time. It's actually comical. If you bought a brand new iPad Mini, like in 2018, you're fucking dumb. Like that thing has the iPad Mini, the latest one has like oh god, it's fucking embarrassing, dude. It has like a fucking CPU straight out of like 2016, I want to say. Like the thing is like been fucking dumb. They haven't updated in such a long time. It's like buying a Mac Mini. It's like buying a Mac Pro, the trash can. Wait, what? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I had the website open. They're replaying the conference now. It's like buying the trash can MacBook Pro 2013 like last year. Like you are fucking dumb. It's like buying a MacBook Air, the $1,000 one that has been updated since fucking I don't even know when. I think 2016 as well. For full price, you're fucking dumb. Because Apple doesn't care about even kind of letting the barrier of entry officially from Apple products be something reasonable, So yeah, a bunch of accessories earlier this week. You got finally got an iPad Mini 4. You finally got you got AirPods 2 coming out, and you got the reintroduction of the iPad Air 2019. So those all came and went. You don't really care about them. I don't really care about them. The only thing that's really noteworthy here is that the AirPods 2. Holy shit. They're 180. If I recall correctly, they're 170. They're 169.